Hello, everyone. Welcome to the overview of our Feedback First program. So, what exactly is this program? What exactly can you get out of this program? Who is this program for? And also answer some of those frequently asked questions about the program. Right? Those are the things that we're going to discuss in the next 10-15 minutes. Now, first things first, what does a personalized coaching program mean? Personalized, the name itself suggests that it's completely based on your interests and the gaps in your understanding. That's exactly what we're going to address as part of this program, because we believe in the motto that every student is different. So accordingly, every teaching method should also be different. So we don't believe in cramming a lot of students into a online class, live online session, and then teaching them concept, because the problem with that approach is every one of you would have a different level of understanding of mathematics, of statistics, of programming, of product development. And if I'm trying to bring so many people together and then teaching the same concepts again and again. So imagine if I start with basics of Python to a rock star Python programmer. It's a waste of his time, right? And that's exactly what we are going to focus in this Feedback First program. So here, the program is built on the foundation that all you need to learn data science or to learn anything for that matter is to get feedback on what you're doing, what you're understanding. Is it correct? Or if it is not up to the mark, how can you improve it? There is just so much content available on the internet, wonderful content available on the internet that you can consume to become a data science professional by yourself. What's lacking though is somebody giving you feedback. And that's exactly what we try to address as part of this program. You get feedback on the approaches, you get feedback on your final solutions, you get feedback on your entire presentation, right? And it's a personal data science coaching program, meaning that you get to choose the product that you want to build. You can build a job recommendation engine. You can build a product review summarizer. You can build a personal assistant. You can build an image recognizer. It's up to you. Whatever products that you want to build, you can build. You have 1 year to build them. You can build multiple products also. And if you are not interested in building a product from scratch, if you don't have any product ideas, we just want to learn machine learning, then for those of you, there are also a multitude of problems sets, diverse problem sets that can be given to you. Right? So based on your AI quotient, how well you understand mathematical concepts, programming concepts, statistical concepts, and your domain interest, we will be curating a set of problems and a set of product ideas that you can take and then try to implement them under the mentorship. Right? So every week you'll have a mentor assigned to you, and every week you can have mentored sessions with your mentor, during which the sessions can be free flowing, not with a certain agenda. Right? So you can get your questions clarified, you can get some concepts re-explained, or you can pretty much brainstorm on ideas for what you want to build, and you can even get a mock interview done in those mentoring sessions, right? And that's how we're going to personalize this whole experience. So the way program works for you will not be the same as it will be for someone else sitting right next to you or your friends, right? So everything is going to be completely aligned towards your interest. The reason why we want you to choose a product idea and then start working on that is because you get to learn quicker, faster, and better when all your learning is getting implemented. Let us say you want to build anomaly detection engine. And the best way for you to learn this anomaly detection algorithms concepts is to actually have an idea about what kind of anomaly detection engine that you want to build. Maybe you want to build an anomaly detection engine in the healthcare industry, where you want to maybe look at a healthcare data set and you want to identify those patient records which are anomalous when you're analyzing the disease patterns, right? Or it can be credit card default, right? So maybe you want to find out those credit card transactions that are anomalous, right? So as you can see here, engaging in problem solving gives you an opportunity to learn before even the concepts are taught, because your entire thought process would be aligned, right? You would be able to weed out the noise and you can focus completely on implementing the concept. That's when you learn faster. right? And this program is open for anyone who is interested in making a transition to data science. You don't require to be having any prerequisite skills. The only prerequisite we are looking for is people who want to get their hands dirty, people who want to create stuff, people who want to pretty much make a mark in the world of data science, right? So that's at a bird's eye level. This is how the program is going to work out. Right now, coming deeper into this program, right? So how does it work? As we discussed, right? You get evaluated once you enroll in the program, and based on the evaluation, we'll be identifying your areas of strength and areas of improvement. And based on that, we will be suggesting you content. Now, the content is not going to be the same for every person. So every person, as we already discussed, is at a different level when it comes to their AI quotient. So based on that level, we are going to curate the content. That some of you, when it comes to handling, let us say, a problem like class imbalance problem, where you have a data set and you have a multitude of observations belonging to a particular class, significantly more than another class. In that scenario, we will be recommending basic evaluation metric based approach for people with pretty less AI quotient. And for people with really high AI quotient, meaning they are hands-on, they've worked on a variety of data sets, then we'll be recommending them more complex algorithms, models, and approaches. Maybe sometimes we also can get into the deep reinforcement learning level of algorithms, right? So every weekend you get to touch base with your mentor, which is very important because you need to be, sometimes you have your own regular day job, which might shift the focus completely away from your learning. And these sessions will help you reorient yourself on the path that you wanted to go ahead when it comes to building the product, right? And then if you're looking at what happens during a mentoring session, right? As I told you, it's a free-flowing session. There's no specific agenda for it. You get to decide the agenda. You should be clear as to what you want to discuss, right? You can look at, let us say, brainstorming on product ideas. If you are, let us say, have an idea that you want to implement at your workplace, or an idea, a startup idea that you always wanted to implement. Now, how do we go forward with it, right? What are those sources from which you can collect data? What is the best way to start moving things? Because the mentors in our program are a collection of product managers, data scientists, full stack developers. So you get a wide variety of advices from different people, diverse advice, right? And then we also focus heavily on feedback. So there will be a lot of evaluation, a lot of feedback being provided, and you can even discuss with the mentor as to how do you improve on these areas, right? And as we discussed, you can also have a mock data scientist interview as part of it, right? And talking about building AI products, we are not just talking about building models in Jupyter and then leaving it at that. We're not talking about performing analysis on toy data sets. We're talking about building real world products like recommendation engines, chatbots, summarizers, predictive models, right? And we are going to use the entire technology stack, right? We are going to focus mostly on Python, SQL, which are like pretty popular and also very quick, very easy for people to quickly get up to speed, particularly for people from non-programming background, right? And then we're going to build a proper web application using front-end technologies like Bootstrap, Angular, JavaScript, Ajax. And then we support all the greatest and the latest packages from scikit-learn, Keras, right? And our preferred choice of database is MongoDB, but Postgres is another database that we can always evaluate. Again, this is a choice that is made in collaboration between the mentor and the student, right? And then how do you build end-to-end machine learning pipelines? How do you deploy your machine learning models, your product in the cloud, so that your friends, family members can also interact with your application, give you feedback? That's how real world enterprise products are built, right? And then how do we also use product development, design thinking approaches? We are going to actually brainstorm on identifying the end user pain points, trying to solve what exactly those pain points are. And then based on that, we'll be curating the entire product development process. Okay, now let me show you a sample coaching plan. Right. So how does this coaching plan come about? Right. So that's something that most of you will be having a doubt about, like how exactly. So all this looks good, but how exactly does this coaching plan work? Right. So now if you look at this coaching plan. It's a sample coaching plan. This is a coaching plan that one of the current candidates are going through. They're trying to build a product review summarizer. So the first thing that we do is we try to evaluate that person on a variety of these building blocks that are necessary to build a text summarizer. Right? As you can see, we are looking at the topics like Python basics, right? Does a person require know basics of regular expressions, which are very important when it comes to extracting data, web scraping, and setting up an NLP pipeline, different word embeddings, right? Does the person have basic understanding of deep learning concepts or not, right? And then we're also looking at the person's hands-on experience with the Flask framework, Docker, containers, AWS, GCP, Streamlit, another front-end framework, MongoDB, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Right? These are the basic stuff that is required to build a proper product review summarizer that you can deploy in Google Cloud, share it with your network, and get feedback. Right? And then once we identify the expertise with these building blocks, then we kind of customize the coaching plan. As you can see, module 0 is all about identifying what the main pain point is. Why are you building this summary? You don't build something for just for the sake of it or fun of it, right? And then we focus on the regular expression part of it, collecting textual data. How do you collect using beautiful soup, and then web scraping, setting up the NLP pipeline, deep word embeddings, right? Summarization using statistical techniques, and then finally deploying the summarizer. And then, because first we build an MVP, and from that we take things forward, and then we try to use advanced summarization techniques using encoder decoder models, pointer generator, and reinforcement learning, right? And then we'll also maintain a Kanban board where you have the to-do items, where we have the in-progress things for the student and the ones that he has completed. So the mentor and the student will be working in tandem to kind of create this Kanban board, right? And then you also get to have this tutorials, interactive tutorials, which will kind of give you a sense of how this entire thing happens end to end, right? So if I look at building a job recommendation engine, right? Now, what does it take to build a job recommendation engine end to end? Right? As you can see in this interactive notebook, right? You see all the steps, right? Why should you build this? Define the persona, priorities, and pain points. How do you get data? How to create features? How do you create those job clusters using K-means? How do you evaluate those clusters? And how do you deploy the model? Creating a Flask API, Dockerizing it, hosting it in GCP, building front-end VST. This is an interactive notebook that was built by one of the students who has gone through the program and built a job recommendation engine that he is currently using to search for his own jobs. Right? As you can see, this is interactive notebook. You get access to notebooks like this where you can pretty much explore, right? The tutorials, right? Why should you building this and what is so important? So it contains a collection of images. It also contains a collection of videos, right? Pre-recorded by some of our mentors, and videos that are also available on the internet. Right? So we are looking at these kind of like how do you do design thinking, how do you use tools like Whimsical and to find out mockups, right? It's a proper end-to-end product development that the likes of which you will be experiencing only in an enterprise. And the main focus is to provide a platform for people to turn their ideas into reality using machine learning, right? And that is exactly what we are looking at as part of this feedback first program. Okay, if you have any questions about the program, leave a comment and we'll surely get back to you on the program details. And if you want to get more information, if you can even set up a time with one of our mentors. You just need to write an email, write an email to our support email ID. Right, and one of our mentors, like you can easily find the slots available, mentors available, and you can book a slot and get all of your questions clarified. Right. So to conclude, this program is for you. So whatever you are thinking, whatever you thinking of learning, whatever you have to learn to build something of your own, to turn your idea into reality, that's exactly what we'll be focusing on in this program. Thanks.